I'm going to make an arrangement today using this lovely container. It's a lovely neutral shade, so it will go with any colour flowers. I'm using floral foam for this, and it's about half a block, and it's just kept in position with a plastic frog inside. So I'll just put that back in again and make a start. So I want some height to this, and I'm going to start off using some phormium leaves, and these are different height. And this one's called Firebird. I'm going to just cut the top at an angle. And place the first one towards the back of the floral foam. You're looking at the front. So I'll go with another one a little bit lower than this. And again I'm going to just cut the top off and place it towards the back of the floral foam again. So now I'm going to use a different foliage, and this is eucalyptus. And it smells wonderful. So I'm just going to remove the lower leaves, which will go into the floral foam, because you don't want those leaves opening the foam and giving you a large hole. So put the next piece in. And another piece this side. Now this piece is curved, so I want the curve to go inwards so that your eye remains within the arrangement. If I put it like that, it sends your eye out of the arrangement, which doesn't look right. So a nice curve will go this way. See if we can give this one a little bit of a curve as well. Just manipulate the stem slightly and it should curve by itself. And it does. So carry on now and just strengthen this line. Keeping the curves going the same way. On either side. Now I'm using some foliage here. This is Fatsia japonica spider's web, and it's got beautiful mottled leaves. Cutting the stem at a sharp angle, because that exposes the inner part of the stem, which is called the xylem tissue, and that's where the water is taken up into the leaf. So always remember to cut your flowers and foliage at an angle so that they take up water better from the floral foam, and they will last longer. So we can put this in here. And another one just in there. And one over this side. Make sure that your floral foam is above the rim of the container so that you can angle plant material downwards. If you have it level with the container, you can only ever angle it upwards, which doesn't look right. gives you a better flow if you can angle it downwards. So now I've got some hostas here. And this is hosta June. So I can put a little group of these. It's nice to group your plant material because it gives you more impact. So a little group of 3 there. Some variegated pittosporum here. Goes really nicely with the white of the fatsia leaves. And I'm using some box. So what I'm going to do here is to just take that new growth off, and then I'll be sure that the foliage will stand. There we are. So just take these side shoots off. So that I've got a nice straight line here, and I can put that in just here. When you're using foliage, try and get a mixture of colours and forms, which makes for a much more interesting arrangement than if you have all the same sort of greens or all the same sort of shape. And again, a different texture. I'm going to use some heather. The heather is a nice feathery texture, which is completely different against the more solid hosta leaf. So I'm just going to use 3 focal flowers here, and these are these beautiful white roses. Now when you're using just 3 flowers, have a look at the size of them. Now I've got 2 quite large ones and a smaller one. I'm going to choose the largest one at the base of the design, where the focal point is, to give me visual balance, and then the medium-sized one about here, and then the smallest one will come up higher in the design. So this is my focal flower, and this will go really well into the foam. And then my next one, about there. And that will go here. And then my final one will be about this height. So when you're using 3 flowers, never put them in a straight line because that will split your design into 2. Just stagger them slightly like that. Now I need something to fill in down here. So I'm going to use some beautiful white hydrangea. Now this is quite a large head of hydrangea, but the wonderful thing about hydrangeas is that you can split it into several pieces, which is what I'm going to do. And it goes much further. So I've got a bit of a gap here, and I want to put something a little bit special in there just to give it a little bit of distinction. And I've got these lovely formium balls here. Now if you want to know how to make these, have a look at our other video on how to manipulate the formium to make these really interesting shapes. Which will give me that little bit of distinction and a little bit of a change of texture and form. I want to add a little bit of rhythm to this design, so I'm using some contorted hazel. Wonderful shape, easy to grow in your garden. These have dried. I've used these lots of times before. They dry really well. You can see the little catkins on here, they've dried well too. And I'm going to add some of this just to give me extra rhythm and interest in the design. And there's my finished design. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.